Please ask Congress representatives on this panel, Mr. Scindia and Mr. Tanka. Do they have respect, and do they believe in the functioning of the High Court? Do they have any respect for the High Court?
Why to bring the High Court? I mean, the High Court is not...
Is the High Court not investigating it directly? Is the High Court not supervising SIT investigation? Do they have doubts about the integrity of the High Court?
Supervising and STF is investigating. Sorry, you're wrong.
I see, Mr. Rao, you're not answering. Mr. Rao, may I just, through some years of anchoring the program called the Newshour, I have come to the conclusion that only those who cannot answer my questions immediately deviate with the counter questions. I welcome counter questions. I ask counter questions myself. But you must then concede with an admission that I can't answer your question, and hence I'll ask you a counter question. My question is this, sir. Was the laptop of Nitin Mahindra seized? Why was the laptop of Nitin Mahindra not seized? He had a laptop. Should his laptop not have been seized if his computer had such incriminating material? Is that a sign of going soft? Answer me, sir.
What I gather is whether, I think this is the Congress party's own thinking. But I have been told that whether you take a hard disk or you take the entire laptop, the evidence sits in the hard disk. Sir, the evidence is not in the laptop. I think the hard disk itself acts as the evidence.
No, 1 second.
I think the FSL.
No. Okay, counter from the Congress side, and Mr. Tanka, please. Yes, there's a counter coming your way.
Technical.
Counter coming your way. Counter.
That is the technical
counter
position.
from Mr. Scindia and Mr. Tanka.
Technical position, I've been told.
Okay, you've been told, but are you right? I don't know. Yes, please. Mr. Scindia, Mr. Tanka.
Computer laptop has to be seen.
I am. Don't go by what Congress says.
Arnab, the law says, very clearly the law says that not only the hard disk, but the instrument itself has to be seized, because you have to marry and match the hard disk with the instrument. If you do not do that, then and the hash value is not there, you can tamper with the data. That is exactly what the Gujarat Forensic Laboratory has also said, that the hard disk has been cloned. That is very clear, number one. Number two, the Chief Minister on the floor of the House himself said that there is no scam like this. There is no scam, there have been no irregular entries that have been done, and 3 months later he says, yes, 1,000 irregular entries have been done, and it's only the tip of the iceberg. So very clearly it has been proved that the scam has been undertaken under his regime, and now the data that we have got clearly implicitly puts him in the middle of it.
Why is it that the hard disk was sent to Gujarat? I continue my questions. I continue my questions to the BJP spokespersons. Tampering of evidence, I would like to remind them, under the IT Act, Section 65, Section 66, tampering with computer source documents and hacking with computer systems is a serious crime. Since there has been alleged... Mr. Bajpai, if there is tampering of evidence, should the Madhya Pradesh's special task force not be held liable?
Fabricated evidences today.
Sir, you tell me, who has the original copy?
Please ask investigation agency for this thing, Arnab.
Sir, I am asking you.
Your all questions are related to investigation.
Sir, I am only going to ask you questions related to investigation. We are not here.
Go to the court,
of course,
and ask investigation agency.
No, I am asking you.
BJP is not interfering at all to the investigation agency.
Sir,
we are having a fair trial. And High Court had already
now you are questioning
an appraisal.
I knew at one point you start saying media trial.
Investigation agency.
This is the last recourse
to be asked to them, not to the BJP. BJP is not an investigating agency.
The SIT
BJP was having a political will to bust this thing.
Mr. Bajpai,
ordered an inquiry into it.
Mr. Bajpai, maybe you don't realize this as a politician.
Can I ask one question, Arnab? Arnab, can I ask one question?
Mr. Scindia has a question. Go
ahead. If the BJP was so eager to bust, if BJP was so eager to bust this scam, why has it taken them 2 years and the STF has had no progress? Why has it been that the people who were implicated in the scam were roaming free for a year and a half, whereas students were put into jail? 500 students were put into jail immediately. Why is it that only when the media pressure grew so much that they finally had to arrest Pankaj Trivedi and they had to finally arrest the minister? Why is it that 2 years down the road we are still where we are?
Honorable High Court and SIT.
Who is Minister number 2?
But when the STF itself reports to the person in charge then what can you expect from that STF?
Mr. Rao,
when you ask a question in Vidhan Sabha,
Mr. Rao,
it is the liability of Chief Minister to give you a proper answer.
My question is...
Then it was seeked from STF.
Sir,
can I ask you one thing, Mr. Bajpai? Bajpai ji, आपसे एक प्रश्न करना चाहता हूं मैं. If there is a question on 2G, will you have the CBI director sitting in Parliament helping the Prime Minister answer that question?
सर मुझे ये बताइए,
Please answer that.
2G CWG के एविडेंसेस अलग हैं, आप उसको अपने लिए...
मैं आपसे केवल एक प्रश्न पूछ रहा हूं, आपसे एक प्रश्न पूछ रहा हूं, मैं उदाहरण के तौर पे आपसे प्रश्न पूछ रहा हूं, मैं उदाहरण के तौर पे आपसे प्रश्न पूछ रहा हूं, क्या सीबीआई डायरेक्टर पार्लियामेंट में बैठेंगे प्रधानमंत्री को मदद करते हुए?
Hitesh,
Scindia ji, I just want to answer
Mr. Rao is
very straight.
Scindia ji,
Mr. Rao,
I think you had... Hitesh, can you... I think Mr. Scindia is asking a very curious question.
I think they need to resolve between themselves who could answer the question.
CBI directors going and getting their reports changed by the Council of Ministers in your government. The CBI director went to the law minister and had his report changed.
Going to go with the line of argument?
The Prime Minister to speak in Parliament. No, your law minister was forced to resign in the coal scam.
How long are
your law minister was forced to resign.
So I'm saying,
so your example is completely...
Give me a chance. How long are you going to go with the argument that two wrongs make a right?
Please. No. I'm only countering your example, Ms. Scindia. But I'm saying your allegations against the Chief Minister have been found to be completely wrong.
I want an answer from you. You are saying that because that happened under the UPA regime, therefore this is right for the STF officer to be there helping him answer questions in the Vidhan Sabha.
I'm not saying. I'm saying.
I rest my case if that's the word.
No, I'm not justifying. I'm saying this has happened during your regime. I just wanted to remind you how you dealt with investigative agencies when you were in office.
Thank you for reminding me. I'm very grateful to you.
Mr. Rao, you see, Shahid Siddiqui also want to get him back to the reason.
Unfortunately, BJP is doing the same thing. They justify every wrong by pointing at a wrong done by the Congress. And that is the problem with most of these politicians.
Appears so.
That's where the media has to play a very, very active role.
Appears so. I'm sorry, Mr. Rao, but you must understand why we are picking up the story on top of the Newshour. Mr. Rao, one second, Mr. Bajpai, since you're only looking at things through a political lens, with that also politics without morality as per your own definition. Mr. Rao, my problem with you is you are not understanding how students watching this program will feel. Okay, now there are a lot of students in our country when they go for a pre-MCA exam to be Master of Computer Applications, or they go for a Polytechnic diploma, or for a pre-pharmacy test, or B.Tech, or Ayurveda, or Bachelor of Education, or entrance to a veterinary institution, or to School of Excellence, or model schools, whether even if they are going in for any other test, for them their whole life and career depends on it. It is not,
and that's
just Mr. Bajpai now, please, I'm really upset here.
No,
I'm really upset here. I would have thought today that the right thing for the Madhya Pradesh Chief Minister to do was to realize that under his time, the greatest fraud, and I'm saying this with responsibility, the greatest injustice, the greatest fraud, the greatest act of criminality has happened when he's been Chief Minister. Now, irrespective of whether he is involved or not involved himself, I think when such an injustice happens to students, and that also because there are fraudsters and people with money who can win those seats, then Mr. Rao, your Chief Minister should have resigned by now. Otherwise, the faith of people in you and your party is going to get shaken.
I think he's the one who...
If it only boils down to political survival, and if you... Mr. Rao, if you want to challenge, youngsters in this country, youngsters in this country saying, don't ask questions, fraud will happen. Whether you want to be a nurse, judge, teacher, police official, agricultural scientist, Ayurvedic doctor, pharmacy expert, or a computer science expert, there will be a fraud which will be done to you. What you're saying, Mr. Rao, is there will be a fraud done on you and you will not be able to do anything about it because the Chief Minister is the Chief Minister.
I'm not saying
and
that
for us, our loyalty to our Chief Minister matters more than to the young people of this country.
I think the...
Mr. Rao, you know what you're talking about. This money over merit. This story is money over merit.
Accepted before the Jabalpur High Court. A lot of wrongdoing has happened.
Sir,
a lot of wrongdoing has happened. And it was the Chief Minister who personally took the responsibility to cleanse the system.
Oh,
I know what has
this
happened.
Is a clean system.
Certainly something that should not happen in any state.
So what are you saying?
But then the roots of this go back to the Congress regime.
Exactly. So
it's an institutional rot. A general institutional rot
this is
that has
very
happened,
disappointing.
and the Chief Minister has taken total responsibility.
I am disappointed,
to reform
Mr. Rao.
The system.
I am disappointed with your response. I am disappointed because you're only saying roots go back to Congress. In other words, you're justifying it. This happens under the Chief Minister, but you don't think he should take moral responsibility.
No.
What is your logic, Mr. Rao? The bigger the politician, the less the responsibility. What is important for you? Shivraj Singh Chouhan remaining Chief Minister or the faith of young people watching this program tonight? Did a fraud happen? Yes. Did the Chief Minister take responsibility? No.
The people of Madhya Pradesh.
I want you to
the faith intact.
I think you see, he's a people's.
Stop being.
He's a people's Chief Minister. People would have really rejected the party had he really believed that he's
Shahid Siddiqui, now it boils down to the Mamta Banerjee argument.
Party has been
this is the Mamta Banerjee argument.
Yes.
Sorry, Mr. Rao.
Mr. Lalu Prasad Yadav getting re-elected, therefore exonerated of the crime. Mamta Banerjee exonerated of crime. Every politician commits no crime because he gets re-elected. What are you talking about? Elections, you want to bulldoze the laws, the judiciary, justice system in this country and tell the people of this country that we can win the elections and therefore we are above the law.
This is the Mamta Banerjee argument.
There is no involvement.
What are you telling?
This is the Mamta Banerjee.
You're telling the people of this country that laws are not for politicians.
Mr. Rao,
politicians can win elections
Mr. Rao,
and then get away with it.
I'm only putting them together.
I don't know what your argument is tonight.
There is no personal charge against the Chief Minister. And people of Madhya Pradesh
there is no personal charge against Mamta Banerjee either.
These facts together.
There is no personal charge. Mr. Rao,
your argument is
Mr. Rao,
elected.
One second, simple question.
Shivraj Singh Chouhan. Your argument is he's innocent because he got re-elected.
Shahid Siddiqui, 1 second. Can I just ask Mr. Rao, who appears to be both cornered and aggressive tonight? 1 second, Mr. Rao, you're in a unique position. You're both cornered and aggressive. Both of these qualities usually go together. Now, Mr. Rao, tell me, is Mamta Banerjee personally implicated in the Sharda scam?
Not so far, no.
But you asked for a resignation?
No, not so far.
You asked for a resignation? But you have asked for a resignation. Why?
No, we have not campaigned against her.
So you, on a daily basis, 20 times you ask for a resignation.
No.
You don't.
You
don't ask. You don't ask for a resignation. You do or don't.
Her personal culpability is proven.
Sir, you do or don't ask for a resignation.
We have not asked for Mamata Banerjee's resignation.
Or you don't ask for a resignation. So I'm having you on record saying you have never asked for Mamta Banerjee's resignation.
Involvement is proved.
Have you ever questioned her involvement and her role? Have you ever said, how could the Sharada scam have happened without Mamta Banerjee's knowledge? Please tell me yes or no. I'll get the facts right here on the program right now. Tell me, have you said the scam could have happened without the knowledge of Mamta Banerjee?
She is involved. We have said...
Sir, don't measure your words. Now don't get careful.
I'm asking you... She is. There has to be a link to her. We have never alleged and we have never demanded her resignation. Don't be unfair. Don't be unfair.
I'll tell you, I'll pull out the records right now. I'm asking you one last time. Mr. Narasimha Rao, you are saying you have never, ever, on even a single occasion, raised any questions on Mamta Banerjee vis-a-vis the Sharada scam. Are you really sure you are saying this? This is a live TV program, Mr. Rao. People are watching you. Yep. People have memories. You know, everybody does not suffer from amnesia, partial or complete.
Please allow me to speak.
Are you saying what you're saying or am I hearing you wrong?
No, I am saying, please
what are you
carefully.
saying?
We have never alleged that Mamata... Please listen.
I get
we have never alleged Mamata Banerjee is personally involved in the scam.
Sir, have you said the scam could have happened?
We suspect there could be a link to this.
What do you suspect?
No, we have never alleged her personal involvement so far.
No, what do you suspect
we
could be a link to it?
We have not alleged her involvement so far.
What do you suspect could be a link to it?
We have not manufactured
what do you suspect could be a link to it? What do you suspect could be a link to it?
We have not fabricated.
Oh, Mr. Rao, now I don't know what
like
you have caught yourself in a big fix tonight. You see, Mr.
We
Rao,
have not fabricated.
Mr. Rao, I believe. Mr. Rao, please listen to me. Mr. Rao, I respect you. I respect you. I respect you. I respect you much for all your factual... Mr. Rao, may I say this to you? For despite all your factual inaccuracies on the program, I insist you're a very nice person. However, I must tell you what your party leaders have said. On the 21st of November 2014, Siddharth Nath Singh, beginning with a sentence with the statement, and call him right now and ask him, Siddharth, did you say this or not? He said, TMC is now a chit party and a cheat party. And I think Mamta Banerjee should start writing her resignation letter at least. This is at a time when there are no proven direct charges against Mamta Banerjee. Going by the same logic, would you say today that Shivraj Singh Chouhan should start writing his resignation letter at least? And would you just, would you still say what you said 5 minutes back? I proved you wrong. Secondly, Mr. Rao,
we have not fabricated evidence against Mamta Banerjee.
You said you didn't ask for a resignation, but you did.
For real evidence.
So how do you have a different standard for Mamta Banerjee and Shivraj Chouhan?
Fabricated like the Congress party.
Jyotiraditya Singh, come back to the debate, please.
Argument.
3 minutes left. Sir, you can't have different standards for your opposition and for your own people. You can't. They are both chief ministers. If you think Mamta Banerjee should start writing a resignation letter, then say Shivraj Singh Chouhan should also start writing his resignation letter. One scam happens under her tenure, another scam happens under his tenure. You can't have different sets of standards depending upon political convenience. And by the way, let me please tell you that in September 2014, the BJP demanded Mamta Banerjee's resignation. They said they will submit a memorandum to the governor demanding the resignation of the chief minister. You forgot all that? And the last line of the statement, Siddharth Nath Singh, was, has she done...
fabricated evidence.
Sir, what is the evidence? You just said there's no evidence. 3 minutes left. 3 minutes left. Jyotiraditya Singh coming back to the debate, please.
Shown any false evidence?
I really think, sir, given the importance of this subject, you should take a different position. Jyotiraditya Singh, please. Jyotiraditya Singh, please.
No, Arnab.
Unlike Mr. Rao, I do not believe in...
Making political statements is something even the Congress party can do.
Okay, Jyotiraditya Singh, please.
But then we have not fabricated evidence.
But you can't compromise on the careers of students. Yeah.
Unlike Mr. Rao, I do not believe in interrupting him. So I made sure that he had more than enough adequate time on your show, Arnab, before you even asked me a question. I do understand that Mr. Rao is caught between a rock and a hard place. I do sympathize with him. But the writing is very clear on this wall. The very fact that the investigations have gone on so slowly, the very fact that cover-ups have happened sequentially all through until the pressure of the media and the courts have made them ensure that certain people were arrested. And as Mr. Tankha has also said to you, this is only the tip of the iceberg. We're only looking at medical college students right now. But there are close to 15 other categories that have not even been investigated by the STF as yet. From patwaris to transport officers to across the board, all service officers, excise, where all the corruption that you know actually takes place. So this is only the tip of the iceberg.
Well, if there is some moral responsibility, Shivraj Singh Chouhan should resign. I can take him with Mr. Jyotiraditya Singh on a debate. That is if Mr. Shivraj Singh Chouhan is open to taking a few questions. Let's see what happens. Thank you all for participating on debate number 1 on the Newshour tonight.